And you guys, Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. It is December 22nd, and we're going to do something shocking. We are going to start some onion seeds. Yes, some onion seeds. Every time I start them in January, they're not quite ready. And so we are doing Walla Walla onions, our favorite. We're going to start a lot of other things too. I'm going to start my herbs and my onions. I'm going to start some lavender. One of the things you can see I've done here is I'm soaking my old trays from last year. So a whole tray of onions. We're going to put probably 2 or 3 onions, maybe 4 actually. Onion seeds in each one. Now these are onions that are from last year. So I've kept all of this stuff in the freezer, guys. So I soak my trays in soapy water with a little hydrogen peroxide in that, and that will clean up my trays and get them ready for all the onions and all the herbs. I'm going to use an actual starter seed. Now if you follow any of my garden videos in the past, I have used just potting soil, and that's fine for most seeds. Onion seeds do not like it. So I'm going to go ahead and use that for my herbs too. A lot of these seeds that I'm about to plant need that cold stratification. Your seeds like chamomile, they need to be germinated 6 to 8 weeks before they go outside, or after or before your last frost date. So they really kind of want you to start those inside. But they need cold germination or stratification for 2 to 4 weeks. The longer the better. These have been in the freezer for 4 weeks, so we're okay. St. John's wort, the same thing, 4 to 6 weeks for St. John's wort. I'm pretty sure that we have been okay for this, and they want to be started 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost date, so we're starting those. Lemon balm, 6 to 8 weeks. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. It says 1 to 2 weeks for lemon balm in your freezer, but you want to start at 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. And all of these other things that I have laid out here. Anything that's going to take me 4 to 8 weeks to start, I really want to establish really well before I put them in the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and start them December 22nd, which is probably 6 weeks before I need to. But that's just going to give everything a little extra start. If something fails, I can bring it back. A lot of my seeds are older, so they might have a failure rate on them. So that is just a good thing to do. If your seeds are older, even if you've been keeping them in the fridge, start them way early so you get that back. Treat that soil with hot water, boiling water, and then I'm going to let it cool down before I put my seeds in there, because you don't want the seeds being too hot. And we're going to go ahead and start our seeds that we talked about. And the seeds that need to go into the freezer, not for a long time, but I'm going to put them back in the freezer. I probably will put all my seeds here that I'm not starting today back in the freezer just to keep them ready to go. And I will drop those before the last frost date on when we're ready to go with those. So that's what we're doing. Got my potting soil in just a nice stainless steel bowl, and I'm going to mix that hot water in there, and we'll get to it. Okay, I poured my hot water in there. I don't know if you guys can see it steaming. And I didn't use all of my soil, so if I need some more, this is really sticky, really wet. So I'm going to add some more soil. You just add a little bit at a time. Okay, so what I started, I was kind of working out while you guys weren't looking, cells of onions, and then this is what I'm putting in here. Chamomile down this whole side, lemon balm. Actually, I'm probably going to change this around. I'm going to do like this because I want lots of chamomile, lots of lemon balm. I'm going to be doing a whole tray of lavender, and then I'll probably do like this for this. And then I have St. John's wort, thyme, rosemary, cumin, and comfrey, all of that. And so I'm going to get started on this and just kind of walk you guys along with this. Now, so we have 75 seed count in here. We're going to use them all. This is a northern seed, but here in Tennessee we're kind of right on the border for that. And germinates in 4 to 10 days, full sun, so it's going to go under light. And then so now my trays are sterile. My my soil is sterile. Let me get this. Now, if you're planning to get seed starting mix this time of year, it's a little on the hard side to get. So you might want to save it from last year, or you have to go in and order it a lot of times. But I found that my co-op has a bunch, but the co-op that does have a bunch is in town, an hour away, a professional seed starting mix, which is really good stuff, but I just couldn't get to it. So I just ordered this from Tractor Supply. You want all those cells pushed in really well. That's one of the #1 mistakes with starting seed. You want all these bits of any like woody bits out, especially for onions and very small seeds. So I'm pushing this all in, making sure that there's no air pockets, because if you put a seed in and it hits that air pocket, it's not going to germinate. Okay, so I'm going to put in here, I'm going to oversow because these are older seeds. So I'm going to put it 4 in each cell. You can do onions when they're young are very forgiving for space. It's when they get older that they get where they really developing that bulb. That's when they need the room. So when they're young, you can go ahead and pack them in. I could probably do 5 seeds per cell easily with these. So I'm going to take off my gloves. I did that on purpose because the gloves get so much soil on them and then I can't see the seeds in my hands. I don't have that many seeds. I might have to go out into the freezer and get some. So I'm going to put 2 in each corner and then just kind of cover it up with my finger. And I'm going to do that after I get them all in. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'll show you. I'm going to get a little pencil and I'm just going to poke a little hole in. They want to be in a depth of 1/4 of an inch. These onions aren't that tiny, and so a lot of people think that they don't need that they don't need the starting soil, but onions really don't like competition. So I don't know what it is about these guys. I want to not have it too close to the wall so that it has soil all the way around it. Again, making sure that there's no woody bits that are going to get in the way of its growth either. Okay guys, now we have these onions all ready to go. I'm going to put a dome on them. We're going to put a dome on them, and we're going to put them under light. And when they start to pop up, and they're bent in half. They start to come up, and then they bend up straight, and it will just be one shoot. There's several seeds in this, in one square. And so they hopefully will all germinate, but doesn't always happen. And so then I will start feeding it every week. I'll show you. Captain Jack's or fish emulsion. Right now I think I only have a tiny bit of Captain Jack's, so I need to order some more. This is the stuff that I use to start my onions. So if anything, I'll use different stuff on other things and save this for my onions. It's a really mild starter, but onions definitely need it. They need it at least once a week. I put a capful in probably half a gallon of water, and then I water that. And as soon as they are totally upright, water from down below, or as soon as they pop up, water from down below, and then those roots will really reach down for those. So I'm gonna just bring you to the end after this. You don't need to see me actually starting the seeds. Very dirty warm pad, but this is where they are going to start under light. And I don't use anything fancy. These are just shop lights, but I made sure that they had the right luminance. Top of them right here, and we'll put them on the heat and let them germinate just like so. And if it gets too humid in there, I'll open those vents, but right now they are both closed. So there we go. Now we'll get the rest of the seeds out there. I just dug out 2 heating pads. These are super tiny seeds, and I'm going to put several seeds in each cell because I can't get away from that, which I've always found that several seeds works better anyways with lavender. So I just took a spoon and sprinkled the lavender all over this tray. I'm just going to go ahead and run my hand over that tray. And that's it, guys. Your property, anywhere where you're having problems with rodents. Now, one of the things that I am going to do with this, anywhere I plant it, you don't want to overwater lavender. In the beginning, they do need water once a week. But if they sit in water, they're not happy. So you want to add something to your soil, and lots of organic matter, some good stuff for it to feed off of. Sand is great for lavender, sandy soil. So if you've got all that clay soil that we have out there, I need to plant this in an area, in a bed or something like that, that drains really well. So if you're having trouble with your lavender, put it in pots, get it out of that clay soil, or add things to your clay soil that will make it drain better. So there we go. Now I'm going to put a dome on this, and it is going to go under on a heating pad and under that dome, and I'm looking forward to seeing what pops up. Hey guys, got my onions, got my lavender, and got my, let me show you what we have in here. All of this stuff is going to be started on a heating mat. And I always put saran wrap if I don't have a dome for something. So we have lemon balm, chamomile, sage, St. John's wort, cumin, thyme, comfrey, and rosemary. So, and all lavender and all onions, and they're all on heating mats. And that's how we're starting things. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. Bye.